So to build this ridge, the first step is a pressure treated 2x4 toe nailed. So after that's in, we cover it with ice and water membrane and begin cutting the tile up to it. So we have the ice and water over it. We need to put a little piece up there. This needs to be covered. We'll do that as we get up closer. I like to put foam in here so you don't have to take a sledgehammer. In case a tile breaks, you have to take all this apart. And so I put a foam fill in here and then more of a inch or less mortar to build this edge up. Well, these pieces, as we know, are 8 inches, and in order to avoid a lot of cuts, if I start this at the 48-inch mark, about like this, it looks like it'll end in a good place to where I won't have to use a whole lot of mortar. So we'll just start with this piece here. And the more I bring it over, I mean, I could cut this corner off and bring it way over here, but then this piece, let's say that's 40 inches, this end will come to there, and there may be a big gap there, so it makes sense to put this about here. We'll put it right even with the bottom of that board, so we don't need to chalk a line. We'll just follow that board straight over. 3 or 4 of them like I did on the other end. And you can see how the roof kind of goes up and down on the very end. There's probably some damage. This homeowner, that tree hit here, so all we needed to do structurally would be there. So anything down there, the insurance company just threw in, because this tile, the original tile was made by Mound City and is no longer made. It's across the river in St. Louis, from St. Louis in Illinois, and the Mound City tile plant's no longer around. So the insurance company paid for this to be all tile, all new tile, but they aren't going to pay for structural changes in the roof. And given this property, that would be probably out of the question to reframe that whole section. And you'll only be able to see that if you're here, and nobody's gonna be here except for us YouTubers. Here there's the crease there. If this piece is not held up by sitting on a tile, and if it were to fall and someone was down there and it hit them in the head, I would not think it would be a very pleasant experience. So it's an advanced silicone GE. It's like a second generation, but what I notice is that it dries in the in this barrel much faster. So I'm going to give it another place to adhere. Actually, I can even put it there. So in a sense, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, that one doesn't count. There's 5 nails holding this. And if I could, I made a repair to a tile roof. Is a French tile, kind of flat, and I didn't have a placement piece, but I needed to put something in the tile, in the roof, in the place, and I had this piece and it was broken in 5 places, and I glued it together, well, with the first generation of this. And about, I don't know, 10 to 20 years later, I had that piece. I was working on that roof. I came back, I threw that piece, and it was at least this far onto the ground, that had the 5 broken pieces that were glued together with the first generation of this, and it did not break. And it was it's just like I glued it not too long ago. It wasn't weathered. I was impressed. If there is this one point of failure, is this wire. So I'm going to add that it would also have to fail there and fail in 3 points instead of 1 point. Oh, look, it moves, so that's convenient, so I can get in there. Now it would have to fail in more than just 1 point in order to clock somebody in the head. I mean, there's babies and children, although I never see them in the alley. But I'm gonna take a chance. This even convinces me more to put this great stuff or foamo fill up in here, and I don't have it come all the way out because I need to leave room for the mortar. Top fixtures, that's what they call them. And this, the longest nail I have barely reaches. So if this isn't sealed in place, it could come out. Now another way to do it would be to clip it in and then square this up. See, that nail even pulls it down. So I got the original unimproved, although good enough to seal the ceramic capsules. Did I tell you that already? Space re-entry ceramic capsules. So they engineered this thing to take up to 550 degrees, so we can now put this house into orbit. And this version takes longer to dry, to set up. It actually doesn't dry. But it doesn't clog it doesn't spoil I could come back tomorrow or the next day and use it. The new improved version dries so fast, which is good in some situations. It clogs up the tube. You always want to have water drain so you don't seal the bottom of anything if you can help it. This apron, which can go just like that, but it's too tall for this thing. I need to cut a ½ inch off and then put another hem on it. Then also this is okay to go down there, and we will need to cut this down right here, straight down. And you want this stuff to scratch, it doesn't. But if they have to call out a sheet metal guy because a steep roofer doesn't know how to do it, then it's a competitive advantage. Now this bends down, and this comes down to here. All right, I need to open this bend up and this one up a little bit. Work on this pan here, which needs to come out 4 inches and up 1 inch and up a couple of inches with the caulk lip on it. All right, I'm not happy with how that fits, so I'm going to put another piece in here. Maybe I didn't mark that very well. This will be the first cut anyway, right down here, not that one. I put this ridge closure in there, and I need to move this over 3 inches, and then we can set this piece. But look, see, this piece kind of runs into this, so I may have to notch out this hip roll depending on how it sits on top of these pieces over here. And what I'm appreciating is how close I need to run the tile to this. So here's the pan flashing on top of the apron flashing. The lead plugs are in place. Notice that this is a little bit distorted here, but it's not cut. Now it is cut almost all the way down on this side, but it's over the apron. And the apron, it actually needs to be sealed here. No, it doesn't. It will be. Now this piece goes here, right up to there, and I was going to use a notch over there, but I just wanted to keep it out of the valley. So I'll put a nail up there, and this piece will be in, and that's sort of what that looks like.